Okay, everybody, welcome to our 15-minute briefing. Give you a sense of what's going on here. Our intentions with these briefings that we've been doing since 5 years now, expanding around the country, is to introduce ourselves, explain what we do, share the vision of what's been created and continues to expand around the country, and you're here to determine if it's going to benefit you or not. Okay. The process you just began by joining us here on this 15-minute briefing is really three parts. The 15-minute briefing is just to get you enough information to see if you're interested or not. The next step in this would be the national intro meeting, which is way more detailed and even a little bit of training on what we do. And then the last step in the process is a follow-up Q&A where you're going to get your questions answered. Now, these two exposures here, the 15-minute briefing and the national intro meeting, are actually designed to get your questions developed so that we can take care of those questions by the end of the week and know if you're going to be starting with us next week or not. Okay. Now, the individuals that are joining me here, you can see their pictures on the left-hand side. These are folks that are from around the country. We're building this thing together around the country. We currently have approximately 20 buildings around the country, plus more markets out there that don't even have buildings. They're just in rental situations, contracted rental situations, building real estate investing communities. There's two types of people on the line with us today. Most of the folks that join us on through this candidate process are joining us because they're interested in real estate investing. We're talking, fix and flip and short sales and buy and hold and notes and tax liens. A few of the folks on the line with us today are actually just looking to make money starting this week. They may have answered an ad looking for some type of work or opportunity. Some of our ads are work from home. So we're going to be explaining both of those components today. I'm going to pass it over to the first guy you see up there on the top left. I got a lot of respect for him. I just got put into an advisory position with our company about 5 months ago. The amazing thing is he's only 27 years old. Started when he was 22. He was working at Jiffy Lube, and today he's 27. So I'll hand it over to Michael Huggins.
All right, thanks, Scott. So I love this community. I love real estate investing because it absolutely changed my life. You can see some of these pictures here. I've got to spend a lot of time with real estate investors, business owners, and really change the way I looked at what my potential was and how much money I could make. So you can see I got a picture right there, me and my fiance. 5 years ago, we were struggling like crazy to pay our bills. I had just graduated college. We had a bunch of student loan debt, and I couldn't keep up with it. We were falling behind month after month, and I was looking for some type of financial education because I was working 2 minimum wage jobs, and so broke that I ended up moving into my girlfriend's mom's basement, right? Just because I needed to. I couldn't pay all the bills. And so as I was looking around, hey, how do I get out of this basement? I got a college degree. I got all this debt, and the plan I'm on is not working for me. It is embarrassing. And so I answered an ad. I met some real estate investors who showed me the #1 rated real estate investing education. This platform here I started taking classes on fix and flips, on buy and holds, and started learning how to make more money in less time. Before finding this opportunity, I was riding my bike to work every single day. It wasn't even my bike, it was my little brother's bike. That's how broke I was. And I wanted to make a huge change. And so after becoming a part of this group, things started changing. I started making more money. In my first year, we did 2 short sale fix and flips, and we made more money on those 2 deals than I did at my job. So I was able to quit, walk away from those jobs, and start taking control of my time, start taking control of my income. These are some of the deals that we're working on. This one up here in the top left was the very first deal that we did. Made $21,000 on that deal, where at Jiffy Lube I earned $22,000 for the whole year of back-breaking work. Some of these other fix and flips and wholesale deals we've done, also working on some land development stuff. It is really exciting. And now I get the opportunity to take the knowledge that I've attained and the team that I've been able to build and work all over the country. The company here has also provided a great income opportunity for me. So you can see that right there on the page, just working part-time on the referral process. I made over $500,000 on that. And just in the last 9 weeks, I made $86,000. complete turnaround from what I used to be working at Jiffy Lube, getting under cars, getting covered in oil. It was a night and day change. So just last month, another $46,000. So with this opportunity, I went from making $20,000 a year to now where I'm making $40,000 a month. It is incredible what's been happening for me. $10,000 a week is the new average. So we're now opening up offices all over the country. There's many people that, just like me, were struggling and wanted to make more out of life, wanted to get more control with their finances, and really get into real estate. That's the best way to create wealth. So you can see offices. Here we got some in Salt Lake and in Scottsdale and in Seattle, all over the place. And one thing I'd really like to do is shout out to John, who's going to be the next guy to quickly share. He was just one of the guys that was in a room a couple years ago saying, hey, I want to make that change too. And he's done some phenomenal things in the first 2 years working with us, combined with the real estate and the marketing side. He's made almost $400,000. And it's incredible what happens from these rooms and information that's shared over. So I am going to kick it now over to John.
Hey, great, thanks. Guys, my name is John. This is my beautiful wife, Christina. We've got 4 kids, and we were living our dream. We moved out to Hawaii in our 20s, started raising a family, and life was good. And then we lost everything in 2008 and found ourselves moving back here to Utah, living with family. It was a tough time. We had to recover, and I didn't have a degree to fall back on, so I found myself in construction, which is what I've done since I was 13, roofing on other people's houses. It was really difficult, and I was looking for a better way. I found that with this system about 3.5 years ago, was introduced to it by Michael, who you heard from, and have been mentored in it by Scott, who's going to take you through the rest of this information. What it's done for me is it has changed my life in every way. I'm privileged to be a part of this system that you're checking out, and I want to show you some of what it's done for me. I've been able to now flip 11 homes. My wife and I own 4 rentals. And we have averaged close to $40,000 profit on each of those homes that we flipped. And that was a huge difference in my life. That was close to what I made in a year. We keep moving forward, doing more and more, helping more and more people. With those homes, these are the kind of checks we're beginning to make. This is a check I just closed on last week for $82,000 net profit on a single flip. And this is the income that this system pays me. This is the last 9 weeks of income, and total for 2.5 years of work is $427,000. So it's growing, it's getting bigger and bigger. And with that message, it's impacted me, and I live to impact others, including yourself. So we're growing this community around the country, just like Michael has said, and Scott is going to introduce you to. You're welcome to be a part of that. We've got rooms here in Salt Lake City, where I'm based out of, Scottsdale, Honolulu. I love going to Hawaii. I'll be there next week. And life is great. So make sure you take good notes with what Scott has to share with you. I've learned a tremendous amount from this man. I'm not the only one out there crushing it in this business. We are a nationwide company, and I'm privileged to kick it back over to Scott as he introduces what you're going to learn about right now on this webinar. Thanks, Scott.
Okay, so there you heard from 2 of the fastest growing individuals in the country doing some great things. Let me explain exactly how this all worked and why we found talent like that. The 2 components that we're here to talk about is the real estate investing side, and then we have a component where the expansion, we're getting paid to do the expansion as well. You saw some of their money. When I came in, I was broken unemployed. I was making $212,000 a year as a vice president for a company. I lost that. Could not find another company willing to give me $200,000, so I needed to redirect my focus. Met a real estate investor who had 92 properties paying him rent. He was making $24,000 a month and was worth $2.5 million. And I thought to myself, well, that's my next step. So I wanted to get into real estate investing, but real estate investing is very risky. You should not fly a plane. You should not pick up a scalpel. You should not throw your kids in the deep end of the pool unless there's knowledge behind all that. And education is important if you're going to do things the right way. My wife and I were so good at real estate that we actually lost our own retail residence. So we knew that we needed to learn. Michael showed you the #1 rated real estate investing education company in the country we all work with. We started taking classes on wholesaling, started making money on wholesales while we were taking classes on fix and flip, started making money on fix and flips while we were taking classes on buy and hold, started executing buy and holds while we were taking classes on lending. And the ironic thing